Tepe Troop number 42, has there been any shift in the CPAS position?
They retain a deadlock. All weapons are primed. I assume that they have locked onto us. Should we strike first?
We have been advised not to engage in conflict, so we will do as we're told. But I still want weapons primed and locked. We will follow the suit the CPAS has established.
Sir, is no action to be taken? We should strike now while they are unprepared. Who knows what they are planning?
Do as you're told. I have no desire to write you up for insubordination. A200, contact their fleet commander. Possibly we can negotiate an end to this.
They are received. Major General Tratson on screen now.
You do not make this easy. I have orders to attack as necessary, and well, it seems at the present time it is necessary to attack. Odd, I thought the CPAS was all about peace and brotherhood. Yet, it is so willingly engaged in so many unjust wars. These words coming from a Tepe general? Impossible. War presents itself as the best avenue possible for peace. I will fire. The CPAS has corrected you, brother. If that means anything to the blueheads who taught you. Brother is just a word, no different than ethics and consequences. This correspondence merely buys you time, and that is something I will not let you get more of. Prepare to be attacked. Cut communications and fire weapons. That man is not my brother.
My calculations predict victory is easily achievable. I suggest the Rango Django Tango maneuver.
Today I give news that comes without great inner conflict. Our founders feared one day that the chamber may become too ineffective, too divided, to the complete negligence of society. So, I hereby suspend the chamber without joy, but out of necessity until farther notice. That is all. Goodbye. This is a mistake you can't walk away from. You're jeopardizing the CPAS itself. Monsurvey, if this fails, it may be the end of it all. What I do will be debated to the end of time, but at the present moment, we must win this war, and to do that, we must have an effective government. That is not what the chamber provides, but that is what I seek to fix. This war will take much more than you think to win. We must surrender no matter the repercussions if we want to preserve the state of the CPAS. This war will be won, but not by us. Compass, I ask you to step back. Next, I am going to suspend the Board of Generals and ask that only those who are willing to work with General Hangman stay behind to coordinate the war. Commander, did you not hear? General Hangman stepped down from the Board of Generals. He said he could no longer support what he was doing. I will not have the CPAS defeated by a change of heart. Gather those who share his mindset. Surely among one of them there is someone equal to his prowess. Monsurvey, I worry that you grow ill, that the stress has gotten to you. Please just take a step back and examine the retrospect. These are not the words of a CPAS chamber commander. Get out of my way if you do not wish to support me or what I am doing. Whatever happened to the glory of the CPAS? Did you forget that, Compass?
We approach Fiber 5. Epsilon has spared no expense in fortifying it, adding to its importance, does it not? Yes, indeed. Epsilon was always good at protecting what he wanted, which makes it easier to know what is worth taking. Professor, you seem a bit preoccupied. What is the bother? We cannot have the greatest mind of Tepe not on his A game.
I am 100% on my A game. I was just reading a field report. The forces led by Major General Trotson were completely annihilated. The CPAS had 2 supercruisers standing by.
The CPAS are certainly well equipped, but if we capture Fiber 5, we could certainly pull ahead of them in the war.
It's more than that. The CPAS has trained brothers to kill brothers. I fear we can no longer count on the moristically bonded CPAS in combat.
We will take their fiber all the same. It will go towards fueling the future. Imagine that blueheads contributing to our resources. We are here. Their fleet head has opened communications with us. This is over, Commander Federal of Epsilon Fiber. I request as to why you have brought your ship so close to our territory. He must know who we are. Well, we want your fiber. Prepare to give it up, over, Commander. Fiber 5 is as good as ours, but we have twice as many ships as you. What do you plan to do that would get you so far ahead of us in battle? Pi Fiber, this was that logic Epsilon was always talking about incessantly. We should have brought more ships. Yes, that seems to be true. I have an idea. Over, Commander Federal, join us in our crusade to reunite the Fiber Kingdoms. And if you do, you will be greatly rewarded. That has been said by all brothers of Fiber at some point. I find your promises to be false. I require you surrender all your fiber-rich storages in your ships.
Listen, we will open fire and take this planet by force. Do you wish to surrender?
Not particularly, though to quote a quote I once heard. Listen, we will open fire and take this planet by force. Do you wish to surrender? Close quote.
I understand now why the Fibermen failed to retain their dominance. Over, Commander Federal, if you do not surrender, we will open fire.
Wrong answer. I asked you whether or not you planned to surrender, and you failed to answer.
Why are all Fibermen trained to be so infuriating? Over, Commander Federal, that was the last warning. Prepare to be open fired upon.
That is very aggressive, Professor Proboscis. I am afraid I am going to have to commence an attack against you, as you pose a legitimate threat against Fiber security. Professor, as we start to attack, I have but one question. How are we going to win?
I thought you said your ships were superior and many times powerful. This was supposed to be an easy task, was it not?
Well, with the help of the Froops and Tepe, sure. But Pi and I haven't seen combat in at least a decade. And we were never good generals to begin with.
Of course. Let's have the ships stick together and prepare their fiber vacuums in unison. They will eliminate one target at a time.
That is a good idea. By Fiber, inform your commanders of the plan. Completed. Professor, should we cut out laser cannon fire and redirect it to shields and the vacuums?
Yes, that is not a terrible idea. Is it possible to beam aboard your fiber squads onto their ships to disrupt their functions?
Negative. They would materialize in outer space.
Alright, Zeta, I want you to keep an eye out just in case if any of their shields fail.
We have approached the first ship of Epsilon Defense Force. Fiber vacuums now active. Reporting massive structural failure in the Epsilon enemy. Over Commander Federal, sensors have picked up a massive ship heading our way with equally massive weapon capabilities. Threat level, I would suggest even past level 100. Recall our ships. We are to leave immediately. Let this mega threat have its fun with Zeta and Pi. They always were portrayed as overtly foolish. Professor, you won't believe it. The Over-Commander gives up as the battle begins. It seems that your strategy has won us Fiber 5.
They did not leave because they would lose. Check your scanner, see what's out there. It could be a CPAS ambush.
Yes, sensors detect something rather quite large out there. Should we turn back? Could we not face a few CPAS supercruisers?
I shall not see us risk it. Return back. Captain Limno's reinforcements have arrived, and we should begin our attacks on the CPAS exclave as soon as possible.
As you wish, Professor.